Good morning, Malta and Gozo, and welcome to Lovin Daily. I'm Giulio Bonnici. Today we have Paula Kauki. Hi, Paula. All right, how are you? Okay, yes. Just before we get started, I just want to remind everyone about Lovin Millet. It's Lovin Malta's, little platform to give back to people who really need it. You can just go on Lovin Deals. There are loads of amazing packages out there to give back a little bit this Christmas. So to get going, today's headlines are Italian nationals suspected of planning to launder billions for mafia under investigation. Council of Europe blasts Malta's response to rule of law demands. A major backlash against a Sejiwi zookeeper after a rant against the new animal commissioner. A maskless man is arrested after walking through Hamrun with a large knife. And Malta's active COVID-19 cases drop below 2,000. Paula, on to the first.
Kun nibdew bl-ewwel storja, Taljan Roberto Ricordare bħalissa jinsab taħt investigazzjoni mill-awtoritajiet Taljani u dak Maltin fuq suspettat ħasil ta' flus. Qegħdin nitkellmu fuq suspettati ħasil ta' 36 biljun euro li jabiss l-ewwel parti milli jidher minn pjan li jiġu moddija mal-136 biljun. Issa forsi saqsu għaliex qegħdin nsemmuha f'pajjiżna. Jidher li dan il-bniedem għandu żewġ kumpaniji f'pajjiżna, Golem Malta Limited u Ricordare Holding, li huma on paper liċenzjati sabiex ikunu software licensing companies, però li ilhom ma jidfgħu il-final accounts tagħhom mill-2017 l-hawn. Ovvjament bekk daħlu fix-xena l-awtoritajiet Maltin li qegħdin jinvestigaw b'mod konġunt ma' dawk Taljani sabiex isibu kaptu ta' dan l-organizzat ħasil ta' flus. Fil-fatt anke l-medja Taljana qed tibda tillikja wkoll xi informazzjoni dwar dan il-każ ġew.
Yes, he actually released wiretaps of Ricordare speaking about referencing Malta and even mocking the Daphne Caruana Galizia assassination. Ricordare himself has described the incident as a farce, telling ICIJ that the transactions have nothing to do with the mafia. So on a Maltese perspective, the companies had accounts with BOV, and while BOV refused to comment on personal accounts, all it did say was over the last 18 months, it's been cleaning up its structure for people who go against, the rules and regulations. Well, I don't know about you, Paula, but this follows at least a long line a recent line, of successes or movement in money laundering investigations in Malta. Recently we had quite a few people charged linked to a smuggling operation. I don't know, at least there seems to be a lot of movement in an area that was ignored for so many years. Overall, quite positive news. On to our next story, however, the Council of Europe is blasting Malta for failing to keep up rule of law demands set out in a resolution. That Council of Europe resolution was issued just soon after the assassination of Daphne Caruana Galizia and a renewed focus on Malta's issues with good governance. In the report, which was authored by Peter Omzicht, he said Malta approach to it was fundamentally unsatisfactory, and he found no significant progress in the fields, particularly when it came to major corruption and rule of law. He did leave one particular message for the public inquiry into the assassination, criticizing the government's insistence to impose a time limit on the inquiry. If you haven't been following, there's been a bit of, tension between various parties because Prime Minister Roberta Bella is simply insisting that the inquiry has to close on 15th December. I don't know what you think about it, Paula.
Dwar l-inkjesta naħseb ġbajt nagħmel il-pożizzjoni tiegħi fuq dal-programm biex nidħol fiha dwar din l-istorja ta' dan ir-rapport. Il-Gvern reaġixxa billi qal illi dan mhuwiex qed jagħti l-istampa kollha ta' tibdiliet u riformi qed isiru f'pajjiżna. Fil-fatt fakru li kienet il-Venice Commission stess li għamlet ir-rakkomandazzjonijiet ta' x'għandu bżonn jinbidel f'pajjiżna u kienet l-istess Venice Commission li wkoll offspring tal-Council of Europe illi faħret ir-riformi illi saru s'issa f'pajjiżna uħud minnhom huwa l-bdil kif jinħatar il-Kummissarju tal-Pulizija, il-bdil fl-Uffiċċju tal-Avukat Ġenerali, kif jinħatar il-Chief Justice, kif jinħatar il-President, pereżempju, dawn huma kollha tibdiliet riformi li saru f'perjodu qasir, jekk hemmx bżonn isir iktar naqbel u nemmen li jista' jsir iktar, però dan ir-rapport jiena nqisu inġust li ma jirrikonoxxix it-tibdiliet li saru f'daqstant perjodu qasir.
Yes, I would actually have to agree with you on that point, that it was labeled fundamentally unsatisfactory. I think might be a bit too strong, because as you said, there have been some progress, under the new administration. Still a long way to go, but we can't live in extremes. We need to sort of get a clear picture if we actually want to get things done.
Men naddu għattilet storja u fil-fatt din nitkellmu forsi bidla fil-mentalità li din naraw dan l-aħħar u jidher li l-bidla fil-mentalità daw wkoll fuq social media. Qed nirreferi għall-istorja ta' zookeeper ta' Suġġieri illi għamel video jattakka u jeddet il-Kummissarju l-ġdida tal-Animali Alison Bezzina fej fost oħrajn qed jeddida bil-post tax-xogħol tagħha. Issa l-bidla fil-mentalità ġiet għaliex pronti kienu sew għamlu l-politikanti u l-personalitajiet li marru fuq Facebook u li biċċruh bil-pulit li dan ir-raġel għaliex le il-kummenti tiegħu mhumiex tollerabbli. Jiġifieri aħna nikkritikaw ħafna fuq kif għandek tittollera opinjoni differenti, però dan il-bniedem naqas milli jagħmel distinzjoni bażikament, id-distinzjoni bejn ir-rwol li qed taqdi din il-persuna, u ċoħe tagħti vuċi l-annimal li m'għandhomx vuċi, u il-persuna privata tagħha li ovvjament għandha bżonn impjieg. U hekk ninaqat ma' dawn il-personalitajiet u le kummenti, videos, messaġġi, anke ħsibijiet li wieħed jista' jaqbad u jkeċċil dak li jkunu għax ma jaqbilx miegħu huma intollerabbli, għandhom ikunu publicly publicly called out biex jekk hemm xi erba' heroes barra minn għalihom li jistgħu jagħmlu hekk f'dan il-pajjiż jaħsbuha darbtej għax ħajspiċċaw fiċ-ċentru ta' kontroversja u kritika qawwija.
Yes, and as you said, we're champions actually of public scrutiny, of officials. But, stuff like this goes against the idea of civil discourse. If we want to move forward on whatever the issue is, both sides can't resort to just calling each other out on social media as though, there's some hip-hop superstars, rather than addressing the issue head-on, sitting down and having a conversation. More likely or not, we'll find a solution, So hopefully moving forward, we can all start appreciating civil discourse a bit more. On to our next story, quite a shocking incident in Hamrun. Yesterday, a Syrian man has now been held in custody after he was videotaped walking down, Hamrun's main road with a large knife in his hand. So Mutla Mohammed has pleaded not guilty to the charges, which included, ironically enough, not wearing a face mask. The incident happened at about 5 p.m. along Triq il-Kbira San Giuseppe in Hamrun. The man, who's 32, was shirtless, maskless, and carrying a large knife. Very scary, for the people who were actually on the street, but they did describe him as, being quite confused, just something wasn't quite right. His bail has been denied, but he's being remanded in custody. I think, just a small note on this case itself, this is not the first time we've heard of an incident similarly like this in Hamrun, and it's been ignored for far too long. There are issues within the area that have to be addressed. The longer you ignore it, the more it's going to spiral out of control on both ends, for the residents and for people like this who might be suffering from mental health issues,
Meta tisma' ċerti kummenti jkunu daqsxejn razzisti, wieħed irid jifhem illi alright, ma naċċettaw qatt ir-razziżmu, però forsi jkun frott l-għajja tan-nies li jkunu jgħixu fl-akwati jaraw u jisimgħu dal-istejjer simili. Issa x'in is-soluzzjoni li l-Hamrun tiġi jisu Police City bil-pulizija kullimkien le nispera li għaddejjin dan diskussjonijiet u li tinstab xi tip ta' soluzzjoni anke minima għal dan naħat. Interessanti l-fatt li llum il-ġurnata jagħmel il-headline, daqskemm għamlet headline li kellu sikkina f'iddu tagħmel headline li ma kienx libes mask. Jiġifieri biex tara kif inbdilna f'tem ta' sena meta kif inħarsu li xi ħaġa li hija perikoluża, nispera wkoll li dan il-bniedem jingħata għajnuna psikjatrika li għandu bżonn għaliex mill-rapporti li qegħdin joħorġu jidher li dawn ma kienx f'sensih. Stennew u naraw kif tkompli dil-istorja interessanti. U qegħdin nsemmu maskri u COVID il-bieraħ il-każijiet attivi ta' COVID-19 niżlu taħt l-2000 każ, kif kienu rapportati biss 40 każ ġdid. Qegħdin ngħidu biss għal-40 għaliex issa drajna l-mijiet tal-każijiet jidher illi l-miżuri Għalkemm bil-mod il-mod qegħdin iħallu effett li jonqsu l-każijiet, ma dana kollu xorta hawn mal-2000 każ ma saqajni li nafu bihom u wieħed m'għandux iħalli dan il-false confidence jaffettwa żmien il-miliet fejn wieħed jiltaqa' mal-anzjani, mal-vulnerabbli, mal-familja kollha xorta rridu nibqgħu attenti għal dan il-virus.
Yes, and I think we should all remember how jubilant the country was in June and July when we all thought cases were going down and we sort of put social distancing and other measures to the wind when we really should have been following them. There's not, things are really progressing in a positive manner. Yesterday, the first person took the COVID vaccine in the UK, a 90-year-old woman who sort of said she was privileged and how she can't wait to see her family and friends. There's a light at the end of the tunnel now, just so keep positive, continue respecting COVID measures. The government has also released its COVID-19 vaccine strategy. Just chin up and please keep on your masks and maintain social distancing for the time being. That's all from us today. Remember to check out Lovin Millet and also on Lovin Deals where you can also get our memoir of Daniel Holmes. It's a really, really interesting read about the inner workings of prison. Make sure you pick it up. It's on lovindeals.com, just to remind you. That's it from us today and have a day full of loving.
Ciao.